Hi, this is Katie again, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a voiceover, just because I wanted to just kind of craft without thinking, and then do this later. So I'm going to be using the Spring Fling 6x6 paper pad from Fawn. It is so cute. And I'm going to be making a Mother's Day card. I have a card base. It's 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, so that I could match this largest die that just puts the stitching into the paper. I have the square stitched squares set from Lil Inker Designs as well. I've been using my rectangle ones a lot. So I got the idea for this card from Valerie from valbydesign.com, and I didn't have a set of dies that she used, so I kind of went with it. And I think she used obviously different pattern paper, but this is what I had that was kind of floral. So I'm cutting this to 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. You might notice on my trimmer that 5 1/4 is not marked. It's just kind of somewhere on that little orange gap, and it's kind of annoying. And one of these days I'll put a little tick mark where it actually is. But for now, I always just kind of guess. So I think there's like a sliver of card base that shows through when I stick this down. So I'm putting through the 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 yellow flower page. And then I'm just putting the largest stitched square die centered on there. So it just puts the stitches in there. And then that's going to go directly onto the card base. And I do a lot of holding down on my Big Shot because I try not to shake you guys while I'm filming. So that's the whole set. What I did was I used the largest, and then I skipped one, took the next one, skipped one, took the next one, because I wanted you to be able to see enough of the pattern paper in between. So if I had just used the next one down, it would have cut off a lot of the yellow. So now I'm just cutting out a couple sizes down in the blue. And I always run my dies forwards and backwards just to make sure. Sometimes if it's a tricky die, I'll run it forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards, so 4 times, which usually helps on some of them, not all of them, but I will always do a forward and a backward. And then 2 more sizes down, I'm doing in the pink. And so these last two are actually cutting out the square as well as putting the stitching on. So I think I show you each one as I pop it out. And my camera, or my phone, it's my phone camera, I've been filming in this mode, and it seems to be like, I don't know, glitching. And it does come through on YouTube, which bothers me, but what are you going to do? I'm not going to buy a real camera. I already paid too much for this phone. So I'm just sticking the largest one. That is the size of the card base. This card is obviously not going through the mail. I don't have an envelope that size, and I think you have to pay more for huge square cards. So if I really wanted to, I could make an envelope. I have the envelope punch board, and pay more to mail it. But this is a card I would probably give in person. So I would probably make an envelope. I think I can make an envelope that big, but maybe not I might need like a 12 by 12 piece of paper to make an envelope that big. So here I'm sticking them down, and I'm just thinking about whether or not I should lift them up on foam tape. And I don't know why I even questioned whether or not I wanted to, because it definitely looks better, and it kind of needs some dimension to come away from each other because they're very busy patterns on top of busy patterns. So I'm using my newer roll of foam tape I got from Amazon. I've mentioned in a few videos. If you watch every single one of my videos, you're going to hear a lot of repeated information. I'm just assuming that very few of you actually watch all of them. So you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff over and over, just because I want you to know things and be informed and about stuff to buy or where to get it. So this one is wider than the roll that I have a little bit left of. So I wanted to restock on Amazon, but I noticed that the wider tape of the same distance, like over the whole roll, was cheaper, and it's the same exact thing, but technically it's more because it's wider, and it also makes doing things like this a lot quicker because it's wider. So I only need, 4 strips or whatever, 4.5, instead of doing like 6 skinny ones. So I really like this foam tape. It's exactly the same as my other roll. It's just the 3M foam tape. It's on Amazon. You can look that up. And then later I actually use a Post-it. I'll mention it again when we get there. It's the only Post-it that comes up. I use a full stick Post-it. I got those on Amazon too. I'm not going to link it below because I don't want to have to find it. My laptop is very slow and I don't like working on it. I need my brother to look at it again. But if you just go to Amazon, or I'm sure they're in the stores too, and look up full stick Post-it notes, the whole sheet is sticky except for like a few millimeters of space for you to actually peel it up. But I use that for holding down dies and running those through. They've been very helpful. I have had a couple very large stacks just from work, from like marketing crap people have given us. I've had 2 stacks of just free Post-its I've been using, but I only have like the third of the Post-it with the sticky on it. So I bought some full stick ones. I am using my new favorite set from Fawn. I know it's not new, like it wasn't just released, but it's new to me. I've been wanting it for a long time. It's called Happy, Happy, Happy because it has the 3 happies. This one is my favorite because I fell in love with it because I just loved how this looked stamped and then die cut in the same shape. And the other one as well, all 3 of them, but the one on top as well that's got like the lines in it too. I just love how they look when they're stamped and die cut out. It is too cute for words. So that's what I'm going to be sending through my Sidekick. I always use my Sidekick, obviously, just because it's easier to lift. I keep both of them on the ground by my feet. It's my Sidekick sits on a little box that has my gems in it, but my Big Shot is just on the carpet at my feet. And I use the Sidekick for anything that will fit in the Sidekick, and then I use the Big Shot for anything bigger than that. I do want to get a machine that is not the Big Shot, similar to the Big Shot. I don't know if any of you know about any lawsuits going on by Sizzix. They are suing a few companies for the most ridiculous reasons. So I love my Sidekick though. But if you have a machine, a die cut machine that would work with any dies that I have, that isn't a Big Shot or made by Sizzix, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. It's also old. You can see how much I've worn the handle. It still works fine, and until I break it, I was going to use it. But if you have a machine that you like better, you should let me know, because I do not want to support that. So I put those, or my die back. And then for the Mother's Day, I'm just showing you the happy that I cut out. For the Mother's Day words, I'm going to trim that down into a banner, and then I will show you how I make my banners, how I trim the ends. So I have a 1-inch punch, square punch from Stampin' Up, 1 inch. And some of you probably know this trick, and if you don't, cool. You'll learn something new. You flip it over to the back side and kind of put your little banner through, and just make sure you pull it away enough from the word, and then make sure that you're it's centered so it looks like home plate, like a baseball home plate. And then just chop it off, and then you have your banner edges. And so if you don't have dies that do this, like straight banners with flag edges, then you can just do your own with a square punch. You can also trim. You can just trim, like cut up the center and then cut both like little flag ends off. You can do it manually. I just prefer the punch because it's easier and it looks nicer, because I'm not good at trimming. So this is the part of the video where we play which of my glues isn't clogged, because all of them are, and I'm tired of it. And I hate it. And I even have, like, for my glossy accents, which is my favorite, I don't really like Tombow Mono, which is what I'm using here. It's very goopy. And it doesn't dry super fast. Glossy accents dries a lot faster, and it dries clear and shiny, and I don't have to worry about it. But they're always clogged. And on one of them, I even have, like, the precision tip that I bought separately and added onto the, like, screwed onto the top of it, and, like, that still gets clogged. So I just give up. If you have a somewhat fine tip favorite glue that doesn't clog itself, or if you have tricks that I am unaware of, please let me know, because it's exhausting. And I lost my safety pin. I think I have a couple others in, like, my sewing kit. I should just open it up and look, but it's annoying to have to unclog your glue all the time. Maybe I should keep them on there. Maybe I should get a little storage and keep them on their heads, like upside down, like all my glue right after I use it, maybe. Maybe I'll try that. So then I'm just sticking this down. I don't want to add too much more dimension to this, so I decided against foam taping it. But I center it, and then I stick it down. And I want to add something to it, but I'm so bad at adding embellishments, and I don't want to add sequins, and I can't really think of anything, but I think it looks cute the way it is. So just a simple, quick Mother's Day card. And that is day 3 of a video every day in May, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.